Hey guys, Eagles here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about cleaning of weapons during World War II and what guys would have had on them to clean and take care of their weapons. So, for the two rifles that I have out, I have the M1 Carbine, and then I have my M1 Garand out. So, typically, your Carbine and Garand, they need to be taken care of in the field. You don't want them to get all dry. You need to keep them well lubricated and cleaned. Keep your actions cleared. You don't want anything getting in the way. And when working on your weapons in the field, you would be given materials in order to be able to field strip them. And the Garand was pretty nifty because it has a trap door in the buttstock here, and I'll move over to show you. That held the vast majority, or pretty much everything you needed to take care of your rifle and field strip it. So here you can see the trap door, the butt plate. Fortunately, I do not have long enough nails, and I don't feel like ripping my nail off on accident, so I'm going to be using this screwdriver to just reach in there and pry it open. So here we have the innards of the trap door. We remove here, we have some cleaning patches. Set it to the side, and then I will empty the rifle. On the bottom, you would have a nickel oiler, or later in the war, they'd have plastic oilers. And on the top, you'd have a grease pot, as well as your M3 combination tool. So your oiler contained oil. The oil would have been held up here. You can unscrew it and apply oil with it. It's an oiler. On the bottom here, you would have a pull-through, a gravity pull-through, a cleaning bristle. You would also have a small brush that would be about the same length as these, and it was a small horse brush. Unfortunately, I do not have an example to show you, but it's okay because those brushes kind of suck anyway. And I'll get into what guys would do in replacement of it later. So that's the contents of your nickel oiler. These would have been used from the very beginning of the war all the way to the very end, but plastic ones were introduced around I think late 43. I'm probably wrong on that, but I know that they showed up in time for Normandy, and you would see them around the Normandy time in the ETO. I'm not sure about Italy though, since Italy's part of the ETO as well. But you would also have a grease pot. This just contains grease, rifle. Post-war, they'll have like brown looking synthetic grease. Those are not correct for World War II. But these grease pots are super easy to find, but a lot of the times you'll find them with post-war grease. Not that it's not a big deal, but I like my stuff to be accurate for World War II, so I replaced it with grease that looks similar to what it would have looked like during World War II. Then your combination tool. It's a very nifty tool. This right here is to clean your action. You can stick it on the inside here to get your bore. And the chamber, your chamber cleaner, you can take a cleaning rod, a cleaning patch, and wrap it around, twist it, and then get it up all in there. This right here is for your gas plug. You can unscrew your gas plug. Your broken shell extractor, where if you get a shell jammed into the chamber, you can reach in there and pull it out. And then this little notch here is to, if the camera wants to focus, push out the pins and such in the action. Or not the action, but your inner components here, because I know that there's a couple pins you need to pop out and you need something a little small to get in there, so that's what that's for. It's a very nice tool. I recommend that everyone who carries a Garand get their hands on that. So that's what would have been carried within the rifle. It's very, very easy, very compact, and it's very convenient that it fits all in the butt plate. Now for the carbine's a lot different, and it would have been issued different things. So all the Carbine has, it doesn't have enough room to have that trapdoor butt plate, because, you know, the Carbine is slim, small, and if we, you know, hold up an oiler to it, it's basically the same thickness of the stock. So you can't really put that in there. So they would have an oiler in the cutout where the sling would go. That's actually what holds in the sling. So that's where you would keep your oiler. And you would have to hold on to things separately in what's called your parts bag. So here I have 2 examples of rubberized parts bags, and these would hold spare parts if you need them and other cleaning supplies, and every GI would have been issued one from my understanding. And what guys carried in these varies from person to person. So this one mainly I keep tools and stuff in. I have like pliers, I keep my screwdriver in there. I also keep just a modern cleaning brush in it. So that's all what I keep in here. I also had a wrench. I don't know where the wrench went though, I need to find it. But that's all what I keep in there. And then this one's the more historically accurate pouch. None of this stuff wants to come out. So I have a bunch of extra cleaning patches, 2 more grease pots. I think this one has wartime grease, so you can kind of compare the two. They look almost the same. If anyone's wondering what I used, I literally just, my family eats a lot of bacon, so literally I just use bacon grease, and bacon grease works really well. And it makes my gun smell nice sometimes. So yeah, a lot of cleaning patches. I gotta reach my finger in there to get the rest of the stuff. Forgive me. There we go. So what I keep in there is I keep bore cleaner in there. I emptied the wartime cleaner and I put hops number 9 cleaner in this. I did that yesterday, so that's why I got this idea to make this video. So I keep modern rifle cleaner in there. I read online somewhere that it might, what's it called? It might, I don't know, I remember reading something about how, like, this might be bad to, like, not store modern gun cleaner in there. But I guess time will tell. It's not a big deal. It only took one big thing at number 9. Because this fits, I think it says 5 ounces. Or 6 ounces, but the hops number 9 that I had was 5 ounces. I went and bought another one, and then this is basically filled up with modern cleaner, bore cleaner. Again, more cleaning patches to run through, and then I also just keep these little pieces of cloth handy. I think I cut it up from an old sock. Just keep them in there to, you know, wipe the rifle down, keep it clean. If I need to wipe anything down, it comes in really handy. So yeah, that's what I keep in there. You'd also sometimes see guys have like more containers of oil, smaller ones. They also had smaller things of bore cleaner. It just so happens that I got my hands on this one. I do want to get a smaller oil container though, just so I can refill my oiler and stuff when I need to in the field at events. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. I guess to talk a little bit more about the Carbine. The Carbine really wouldn't have been issued all of this stuff. From my understanding, the Carbine would have gotten the pull through with the brush, and then the, what's it called? Just the little horse brush. And that would have been issued individually, from my understanding, without the oiler. And since this one the Carbine doesn't need a combination tool to disassemble it, what you would actually use to, like, you know, push your barrel band in, and what they suggested for disassembling it is to take a spent cartridge of 30 carbine. And, you know, if you're carrying a carbine and you're in combat and you're shooting, you're probably going to have access to plenty of those. So that was a thing that guys would do. So they would use their spent cartridges to help disassemble their carbines. I'm not sure, you know, how often it was actually done in practice, but that's what I remember reading about when I read stuff and I was watching some stuff online. So yeah. So that's basically it for cleaning stuff that I personally use. I might swap this out later down the road with a reproduction World War II toothbrush if I ever buy a new one, because I have one from Ravina Armory that I use, and if that one ever gets too old, I might just swap them out just so I can have something that's more period appropriate. But for convenience in the field, it's definitely something that I do not mind. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. If anyone has any comments, questions, wants to see anything, let me know. That's all I got for this video. Eagles out.